everyone, my name is Tania Brown. Thank you for joining us for this conversation between freshmen and seniors. Just talking about the experience, the overall experience at Coastal Carolina University in this season's 2024 spring issue of Tapestry.
I'm a freshman. I'm Nick Halverson from North Carolina, and I'm a music major.
My name's Haley Nitchie. I'm a freshman from Buffalo, New York, and I'm a journalism and sports media major.
I'm Tania Brown. I'm a theater BA major with a minor in film and studio productions, and I am a senior.
My name is Max Sabetti. I'm a history major, and I'm also a senior.
My name's Autumn Feldman, and I'm a BFA student art major, and I'm also a senior.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna kick off the whole conversation with a question for the freshmen. All right, so think of a moment from this past academic year when you wish you had someone experienced at CCU to talk to or ask a question. What was the topic? And have you solved the problem or found an answer?
I can start with that one. I, coming into school, really struggled with Moodle. I think that's a very basic thing, but I seriously could not see my grades, my assignments, and I kind of just wrote it out for a little while. And now I'm okay, now I understand, but that was probably the biggest worst thing I struggled with.
It is kind of hard to navigate sometimes.
Yeah, I think I could say the same, but time management, I still really haven't figured that out yet. But
Yeah, time management as in how? Like getting the classes, turning things in?
yeah, turning things in more so than like getting to class.
Yeah, especially with the 11:59 thing.
Yeah.
Whenever they're saying like turn it on 11:59 on Friday, that is the craziest to me. Okay, so what do you hope to have learned about CCU and about adulthood by the time you graduate?
Maybe just learning to be more professional as an adult.
Yeah.
Being in a professional setting, I know I just started kind of learning how to do that, so maybe just learning from older people and
Yeah, because this is your first time being away from home, right?
yes.
Yeah. So just navigating everyday life plus school,
Yes.
it can be a little difficult to juggle, but
Yeah.
okay. And what challenges do you anticipate facing in the next 3 years? It can be with school, it can be with life.
Maybe just trying to keep up with school and career because I love doing my job here more than I like attending class. So just maybe learning a healthy balance of work and school because I like to overwork myself because I enjoy what I do so much. So maybe just finding a healthier balance between the two.
You're a part-time worker at your
Yes.
job and then full-time at school?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I could say the same.
Same thing?
Yeah, I'd rather just play music than go to class and learn about it.
Yeah, no, I understand. And then you have to get your core classes out the way
Yeah.
too. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well this question goes for all the seniors, including myself. What do you know now that you wish you'd known as a freshman? I know for me, I wish that I knew, I don't know, how to manage my money, how to also deal with the stressors that come outside of school a little bit more, like dealing with cars and getting into a wreck or doing my taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would say one of the things I wish I knew was that having a relationship with teachers in your department is really helpful. Like they'll give you the time of day and they'll give you some leeway if you're struggling. And coming from high school, I wasn't really talking to my teachers after class hours. But learning about that, I think they really give you a lot of help and they actually listen to you as an individual, not as a student.
Yeah, I think to piggyback off of that, knowing to be honest about where you're at in life and having struggles or just making conversations and being honest about that. Teachers are also people and they see us as people and it's a different perspective to understand as you're getting older.
Yeah, understanding your resources around campus. People are resources as well as these open areas like the one that we're sitting in right now and the library and all that good stuff. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Are there any recent developments at CCU, like facilities, technologies, organizations that you wish that you'd been able to be a part of or enjoy longer?
I think I could say this first, but A small one would probably be like on-campus pay raises. And that was a big one for me. Now that I'm like a senior and about to graduate, but also like looking back when I was a freshman, the equipment I was using as like in the studio is so widespread now because of more funding and more time to develop that area. And so I wish like it was as developed as it was before, but there's always going to be a level of like, I guess, developing and that, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I would utilize the recreational aspects of the school. You know, playing basketball. There's also a pool on campus that I've only used once. There's lots of aspects that can just spice up your day. You know, it gets mundane when you're sitting around doing schoolwork all day and playing basketball or using the field or, you know, picking up on games with your friends. I think there's a lot of things you can use that get you out of your room and get you out of doing schoolwork, so you can balance that social life and balance that school life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because I remember coming in to Coastal during COVID times. We weren't allowed to do half the stuff that's like open right now.
Sure.
And then whenever it did get open, it was like, are we allowed to do that? I don't think I want to do that. So I just stay in my room a lot more until like my sister or someone else were to tell me like, oh, hey, we can actually go do this now, you know? Or I don't know, just being able to do it and do it confidently, knowing that I don't have to wear a mask or I don't have to be around, you know, this, that, and the other, if that makes sense.
Like that's the caveat of what I was saying. Like obviously I would have used that more if we could have used it more.
Exactly,
Yeah, so,
exactly. Yeah, no, and I also want to say, I know there's a lot of minors that they weren't completely developed during our time here, and now that they're starting to be, it's almost like, wow, now I can't really like do everything that I want to do. I know I'm inside of this cinematography class, and we're using all this equipment with lighting and just a lot of cameras and stuff like that. And I want to do reels. I want to do more like social media stuff.
It's my mind.
But I've only got a couple months to work with everything, so it's almost like I'm learning all this just for nothing. Like when I get out of here, I'm gonna have to pay thousands of dollars to be able to do stuff like this. So, but no, it's a good thing that they have it now. I think that's the main thing, that everyone's in the know of what's going on right now. Yeah. Okay, last question. What do you feel is your highest accomplishment at CCU?
I think this is a hard question. I want to say awards, but I think award-wise, like I think I feel more accomplished by the relationships I built with people, and not just like the faculty, but also my peers and my friends that I have now, because especially in the field I'm in, it's very isolating, and so having those friends that kind of keep you on track and you keep each other on track, I think was the most important thing, and like accomplishment that I've gained from like this community.
As a whole, yeah.
Similarly, like there's a plethora of things I can talk about that I'm proud of as a student, being at Coastal Carolina, but I think the catalyst was like joining the history club that I'm now president of. You know, I joined that freshman year because I was so bored with nothing to do. I was just searching online for clubs and finding things that I'm interested in, and that became the catalyst, not only because I met new people and I got involved with my department, but it got me into so many other things like the CIE fellowship and the Edwards building where I met Tania, you know, history honor societies. There's so many things that came from that I could have never expected just sitting in my room during COVID. And that was something that, you know, I put my foot out there and I found something that was really impactful to me and brought me so many great opportunities, which is
When did you become president?
end of my sophomore year.
End of your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it like a race or a vote?
No, they just asked me if I'd like to do it, and I said, yeah, I would love to.
Because no one else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Wait, when did you achieve what you said?
I would say in particularly like last year, like 2023, that fall is I think when I started branching out more. And I will say I started off a little weird because I was a transfer, and so actually this is my third year at Coastal.
Transfer from where?
I transferred from Georgetown Tech, and so I had a degree from there, and I didn't know what to do, and then slowly I was like reaching little bridges, and I was like, I think being an artist is what I want to do.
This is where I want to be at. Okay, that makes sense. I would say my highest achievement, I would say I directed 2 plays last year, and they were unpublished. And it was supposed to be like a stage reading. Stage reading is whenever, everyone has their books in their hands, everyone's it's just, straight up just talking to the audience about what's on the paper. But instead, I kind of reimagined it in a way it's like they move around on the stage, and we'd have a talk back afterward, and everything that was said in the script, it would relate to the people in the community as well. And we had a really good turnout. Like we did it for, it was a showcase of Black writers, Black female writers. So one was centered around like the Gullah Geechee culture, and the other one was mainly just an all Black piece. And it just gave a lot of opportunities for people who were underrepresented inside of the theater department and on campus in general. A lot of people don't talk about Black stories, and when they do, it's always in a negative connotation. And this way, it brought comedy, but it also brought, hey, we have something to tell you guys. This is still happening today. So yeah, I really thought that was just, I just like seeing everybody affected by certain works that people are doing. So that would be my highest one. It happened last year. Okay, another question for you guys. What advice would you give freshmen in identifying and achieving their goals?
I was gonna say before we go to the next part.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to add on to what you said. So you're telling the stories of groups that don't get their story told, and I think that's something that relates to that. And so I talked about joining that CIE fellowship with you.
Yes.
And we got an opportunity to go to Hawaii and to learn these stories, and that's an opportunity that I should have added to my greatest accomplishments, because I joined a group with so many intelligent people, and we found an opportunity to go to Hawaii, and we learned about a culture that mainland doesn't really get to hear often, and I think that was a great opportunity that was through the school, and the school provided that opportunity, and that's something you don't get just sitting around.
You don't at all. I want to add that to mine's too. You don't get to steal it from me. But yeah, we did get to go to Hawaii. It was awesome, and it was more of a research thing. If you know how they say like you have to go out there and apply yourself in order to learn something instead of just reading about it. Anybody could just read about Hawaii. Like, okay, this is happening. Oh yeah, the fires. What are you gonna do about it? We went over there. We learned different ways of hula. We learned taiko. Was it?
Yeah, taiko
drumming.
We learned the tea ceremony.
Yes, we saw. We went on hikes that were like. It was like very special hikes. I don't want to butcher it, but yeah. And we also went to a Korean temple.
Yes.
We actually did a whole what's it called, meditation.
Yeah, we did an hour-long meditation at a
hour-long meditation.
What was cool for me too was going to Pearl Harbor, because I got to see my grandfather's his brother, who was buried at Pearl Harbor, or at least his gravestone was there. So seeing that was something that I never would have expected coming to a school in South Carolina to be able to go to Hawaii and see that. So that was a bucket list item for me, that, just sitting in my room, joining a history club, loving history, being able to actually see it with my own eyes and be involved with that through the school was something that,
yeah, definitely. Well, you guys heard a lot from us, but I kind of want to hear from you guys. What are you looking to achieve here at Coastal? What are you expecting from Coastal to give to you guys to go out into the world with?
I can't say expecting things, but like giving me more experiences that I wouldn't get if I weren't here.
Yeah.
If I would have chosen not to come to college, because I could do music without coming to college.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the experiences and the connections you'll make through coming here are things that, like, I'm glad that I came to get.
Okay.
Coastal so far, even in just my first year, has fully blown my mind with the amount of opportunities the school has given me. I started with the WCCU Sport Radio. They put me on sideline for the football games, and that really kick-started like my love for sports and talking about them. And then I got a job with CSN Sports Network, and that has just been like the most positive experience, learning all parts of sports media, film, and then just my coworkers. Everyone's so supportive. It could be so competitive and mean, but everyone just wants the best for you. So I just want to continue to learn from them, because they are so talented. Like my boss, Alex Souza, Joshua Lowe, like they just know so much, and I I think I'm gonna learn a lot from everyone here.
Awesome. Is it not scary being on the sidelines like that?
It's like a good adrenaline rush. So I came from theater, just like you. So there was always that pressure of being on stage, singing, acting, performing, and it's kind of the same thing. So I love that big adrenaline rush right before you're on live, and then I just feel really passionate about it. And it's easy to talk about something you love. So especially with baseball season right now, that's a sport I grew up with. So it's really just comfortable to talk about, and it's something I love so much.
Okay, I love that.
With marching band, I mean, that was the first experience like playing in front of all those people. They were not quiet either, so you couldn't hear. You had to do a lot of like watching, I guess. But knowing all those people were watching you was just like wild. Because they're so loud, and you're trying to watch them and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And pay attention to what you're playing. And then, so coming up, I'm doing this recording thing there's MTM students that are doing a senior project, and I get to play on that. So that's something that I would like to do outside of after college, is like be a recording artist.
Yeah.
And getting into that is some like nerve-wracking thing, but because you only have, it's like a live thing. You only have one time to play it. And if you mess up, you mess up. But
Yeah. Wait, so you would do like gigs and stuff?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we start doing some now with like some of the ensembles that I played already. But like groups on my own would be.
I heard some of the seniors, they're supposed to be doing like a full EP album.
Yeah, they are.
So you would be like on the background of it. You sing too?
No.
Okay. So
I play
no.
drums. No, I play drums.
Yeah, okay. That is awesome. Actually, I know a drummer named Josh.
Yeah.
Okay,
that guy.
cool. Awesome. Okay, my advice for you guys and freshmen as a whole, I would say to don't be afraid to ask the questions. Any questions that you have to actually like get yourself out there. You have like this idea to make something happen, go talk to people, ask those questions, see if they have those connections so that you can go further. And even if the answer is no, or that's not gonna happen, at least you got the answer, you know? It's better than sitting around where you're at and being unhappy where you are, if that makes sense. Yeah, and just go to class. Make sure you go to class. Like if you start skimping out on classes, it's almost like that's another thing for you to deal with on top of who do you want to be as a person outside of school. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I have to say for that. What about you?
I don't know if this same thing goes, but also documenting what you're doing and keeping track of those things. I mean, we're from different majors, but like making a list of all the things you've done and like.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I piggyback off of that? Oh my gosh, that's like the worst mistake that I've made in college. I'm beating myself up about it right now. I did so much, but now I have nothing to like kind of account for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, I was in this. Well, we don't see a video for it, so you weren't in it. You think we care, you know? And because I'm in theater, we have to put together reels and resumes and portfolios. But because I didn't take pictures of anything, thinking, oh, this is for the community, it's okay. Now no one knows what I did. They just see the word. They're like, okay, cool, you directed something. Anyone could do that instead of showing what it is that I did, if that makes sense. So
to go back off those like advertising yourself, posting it, like there's no, it sounds weird because I used to be like, oh, it feels vain, but like no one's gonna know what you're doing unless you're doing that. And having that documentation, but also making like a separate account where it's like, this is what I'm doing, people following it and being even inspired in that same way, especially how social media is. It's,
Yeah. And just like how you said vain, it's not vain, it would be you trying to help other people by getting yourself out there. Because I did feel like that a lot. I was like, I'm not bringing my phone out, I'm not taking pictures of this or whatever else. So I do agree with you a lot.
I would say for advice, as corny as it may sound, like don't quit, you know, like because that means a lot to me. Because in the beginning of Coastal, like we talked about, Tania and I, how there wasn't much to do. Like we were locked in our rooms, there was no facilities for us to use, and I had applied to transfer. I was like, I'm far away from home.
Oh, I was going to go home.
Yeah, I was like, I'm far away from home. You know, I have no opportunities to even find myself or find friends or find club opportunities or anything to get involved with. And not making the choice to leave was the best decision I made, because then that's when I joined the clubs, and that's when I joined all these great communities that I'm now in. And I completely turned my life around, like just being such a bad student in high school and thinking that it's done for me. You come to Coastal and it's a new beginning, and you can really make it into whatever you want to make it. It's all up to you, and we're all adults here, so you're the only one that can do it for yourself. But I think definitely finding your ability to just keep going and find like why you're here and why you're at college and what you want to get out of it. I mean, this could be the perfect place for you, and you can just get down on your dumps and realize that, and think about leaving and think about giving up. But I think that just, toughing out and finding out, your potential is definitely really important.
Yeah, this is the time to find out. Like, if you want to fail in college. Like, don't go out there and just mess up your entire life not having a fallback plan, because here is a million chances, a million people that can talk you through it, walk you through it, and point you to where you need to go. If that makes sense. So, yeah.
I might add on to
Go ahead.
that. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry for?
It's like back to like the failures. Like no one goes into something knowing that they're gonna fail, and so I think a rough time was there is a point where you feel like you are failing, and like I don't know, like you're trying to achieve those accomplishments, and sometimes you view yourself as a machine that can be repetitive and keep on going, but there's a point where you may pile on too much, and it's learning that balance. And it's hard because you learn it by the failure to balance everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, well, do you guys have any questions to throw out into there? No? All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and be on the lookout for the 24 spring issue of Tapestry coming out very soon.